All right, well, my head kind of hurts from talking about all that expansion stuff and all of those rules, but we have something for you guys that is much more straightforward, that is actually starting the day that this episode comes out on Thursday, and that's the NCAA Volleyball Tournament is starting that day. And Annabelle, talk about a sport that has popped off in popularity, especially in the Midwest the past couple of years, but I mean, truly, volleyball is one of the most entertaining sports that I think you could watch. And it's so fun because everybody gets it. It's you don't want the ball to touch the floor, right? Everybody gets the rules. Anybody can watch it. Anybody can get invested. And talk about a sport that's just meant for TV and meant for viewership.
There aren't a lot of sports that it looks like the players are having fun the whole time. Yeah. But volleyball, that's what it is. Constantly high five, constantly cheering, constantly bringing in and having a huddle. I know I lived with volleyball girls at Boston College, and when I went to their games, I was like, you guys just look like you have a smile on your face the whole game, but don't be fooled. That's just their way to stay positive and stay locked in. It's super intense, even though they have to glam. They look great while doing it, and it is very of an exciting environment.
Yeah, I mean, if I could go back in time, I would be a volleyball player because it looks like such a fun sport. And like you said, it looks like they're always having just so much fun and enjoying it. And they've got the chants and they've got everything going on.
Oh, the celebrations.
They've got the ribbons in their hair.
They're so good.
No, it's truly so fun. But truly the women are so athletic too. I remember when I used to work at Pac-12, the volleyball tournament every year, people loved watching it. We'd always have it on in the office, the Pac-12 volleyball tournament. People would be screaming in the office oh, get down, because whatever, a player needs to dive for a ball. Did you ever play volleyball growing up?
Okay, I so regret it. I did a 3-day volleyball camp, I think in 4th grade. Yeah. My dad signed my sister and I up, and we couldn't get past the 3 days because our forearms hurt so bad because it broke down all the tissue. And so I really wish I did. I do have so many friends, though, that play volleyball at a very high level. So I really wish it was something that I did, because when you go on vacation or there's beach volleyball courts, and it's kind of a great skill to have.
Yes.
It might not be this lifelong game like tennis or golf, but volleyball is a really impressive skill.
It's not easy to just pick up. It's not like playing pickleball. You can't just go out there and really learn. At least in my experience, I've tried. You can't just really go out there and learn to play volleyball. It's a tough one. But no, I'm truly so excited for this tournament. I think one of the big storylines is Texas is coming into it as a 2-time reigning national champions. They've won the past 2 seasons, so they're looking to three-peat this year. Will they be able to three-peat? I don't think so. I mean, they're currently ranked 13th in the AVCA poll. And you know what? They play in the SEC. And this isn't the SEC of football. I said at the beginning of this segment that it's popped off in the Midwest, the Big Ten and the ACC too now, especially this year. They're the volleyball conferences. They're where you want to be. So, I don't think this is going to be Texas's year, but they are looking to three-peat. So could potentially be some momentum for them. I know we've each picked a team that we think is going to win, so who's yours?
Well, Laura, I have Texas.
What?
The third natty in a row. I thought this was really interesting, though. I was okay, this is pretty crazy, winning back-to-back national championships and really being in the running at seeded number 3 in the tournament. Who has done anything close to this? And it was Penn State in 2007, 2010. They won 4 national championships in a row, which is so wild. But I'm really putting my money on Madison Skinner. She was the best player in college volleyball last year. She's won 3 out of 4 national championships in those last 4, crazy. And with different teams. She started with Kentucky, won the national championship there, then the last 2 national championships with Texas, which is so wild. You just think about how cool that hand ring, all the different rings on her hand would be. So I'm going to go with Texas because of their winning experience. I also had the opportunity to interview Emma Halter, the libero of the Texas team, for Sports Spectrum earlier in the fall. It actually comes out on Monday. And she has spent her first 2 years at Texas winning national championships. And something she said to me that was so interesting was, there's so much hype around their program right now because of their success in just being in that big-time university. But they're really able to block out the noise and really hone in on, what matters, what's actually going to get us to win the game. And when you talk about playoff runs, and when you play in these massive auditoriums in front of thousands of fans like volleyball, the viewership has just increased so much, and all that social media too. Like there are haters, and it's real. Even in women's college basketball, this is a program that knows, hey, when we're in those playoff moments, we know what championship focus looks like. So I know they might not be the top ranked team right now, but I think I'm going to have to go with Texas.
Okay, well, you swayed me maybe a little bit. Maybe I'll give them a little bit more respect, put some respect on those Longhorns. But honestly, when you were doing the drum roll, I thought you were going to say, I'm picking your alma mater, Stanford.
Oh, no.
I am picking my own alma mater, Stanford, of course, to win the NCAA championship. But you know what? It's not just because I'm like fully biased and I'm a Stanford alum. I truly think that they could win this tournament. They're coming in as the 5th ranked team in the AVCA national poll. They've won their last 9 games. They've lost 4 games this season. 3 of those were to top 5 teams. So that's like the one thing that leaves me with a little bit of concern. It's like they haven't really found the ability yet to like consistently beat those top teams in the country. But that being said, their last win of the season was against Louisville, who ended this season ranked 3 in the AVCA poll, and they are currently the overall 4 seed going into this tournament. So anyways, Stanford as the overall number 5 seed, they will be hosting this first weekend. But if they do advance past this first weekend, past these first 2 matches, they won't be able to host. They'll actually be going to Louisville. And that I do think is a big thing. I think getting home advantage all the way through the regional round is such a big thing. So it's a bummer that they didn't get that 4 seed, that overall 4 seed. But you know what? I think that they're going to use that as momentum. I think they're going to use that to their advantage because they're going to feel slighted. They're going to feel like they had earned that number 4 seed, especially after having just beaten that team that got the number 4 seed in Louisville. So they're frustrated. They also have the ACC setter of the year in Cami Minor. She's going to be a senior this season. She was the Pac-12 setter of the year in her sophomore and junior season as well. So, you know what? Stanford just has something in the water, too, when it comes to setters. When I was there was a 3-time setter of the year in the Pac-12 conference, as well as right before I got there as well. So truly just like a great team with a lot of history. They're going for their 10th national championship as well. Like, this is just a team that knows how to win. They've been there before. And yeah, no, I think that I am predicting them with their experience, with their frustration having gotten that 5th seed, and with Cami Minor being such a good player for them as well. I think that they're going to make it to the NCAA championship. And, you know, I got to see them win a championship in 2016 and 2018 on campus. I also got to watch them on TV win it in 2019, and I expect that I will be watching them win it at home again in 2024.
Well, we'll see. Maybe. Yeah, I love that you shout out the setters, because I don't think setters in volleyball get enough credit, get enough hype, because really they are setting up the play, right? And so that's a great point. But Louisville too, like, this is a team that has been knocking on the door year after year after year, and they want to make it to that final game, so we'll see. Yeah, Louisville, Pitt, there's so many great teams that are going to be in this tournament, so definitely tune in. And if you're enjoying this show, make sure you tune in every Thursday. New episodes come out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or anywhere you get your podcasts.